Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Cheri and today we are making bottom of the jar recipes. So less waste, less dishes because we're going to do it right in the jar, and just a really easy way to get creative in the kitchen and take something you would normally throw in the trash and turn it into something delicious. So the first one we are going to make is a jelly dressing. And one of my favorites is a strawberry dressing, but I had a full jar of strawberry, and this is bottom of the jar dressing. So I used a mango. I have a mango chutney actually that we're using. And my strawberry calls for a little bit of lemon juice, but because we're doing the mango, I'm actually going to use a little bit of lime juice with this. So I've got about a quarter of a cup of jelly in here. So give or take, you can just eyeball these recipes. And to this, I am going to add a half a cup of oil. And I have to show you, this is a really cool product. So this is our Measure All, and it's great. You can do liquids like this, or you can turn it upside down and you can do dry ingredients. And I love this for shortening and peanut butter because you can just push it straight out. But today we're using it for the liquid. So about a half a cup of oil. And I just have, I think, the Aldi's brand of olive oil here. So a half a cup of oil. Hopefully I don't run out of oil by the end of this episode. And a quarter cup of vinegar. And I think I put just a little too much, so we'll leave some of that in there. All right, the other thing I want to add is a little bit of lime juice. So about a half of a lime. So these I've used all the zest off of here. So I needed to find a project for these anyway. So I'm going to put my lime in here. And then I'm going to shake it up a little bit. So not only would this make a good dressing, but this would also make a good marinade for shrimp or fish, any sort of seafood. It smells delicious. Let's give it a taste. It's pretty acidic, so I think I'm going to add a little bit of sugar, which I don't have any sugar, so let's throw some honey in here instead. So if you don't have honey, you can put sugar. You could even use a sweetener with this. And again, this is just to taste, so I'm just putting in what I think I would like. Let's get another spoon here. Just going to give it a quick stir, and then we'll give this a shake again. And one other thing, I think I'm going to add a little bit of a pinch of salt to this. Maybe 2 pinches. Let's give it a shake again. And, whoops, let's taste. That's perfect. It is bright and citrusy. Again, I think it'd be great on salads, but I think it'd even be better on seafood. All right, so that is our jelly dressing. Again, use whatever kind of jelly, whatever kind of jelly you have on hand. Like I said, my favorite is strawberry. So the next one we're going to make is a mayo dressing. So again, I'm starting with about a quarter cup of mayonnaise. And this one I am actually going to do half and half. So we're going to do a quarter cup of vinegar to a quarter cup of oil. I'm going to toss in a couple of garlic cloves. That's a big one. All right, so 1. Get my peels back out of here. And 2. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to this. All right, so now some pepper. See if we can get it in here. I should have got my other pepper dispenser instead of this pepper mill. Maybe a little more. I like a lot of pepper. Okay, so we're also going to add about a teaspoon of parsley. And I decided, normally I use dried, but I had some fresh on hand, so I thought I'm going to use my fresh. I'm going to show you another little tool here. And this is just our herb stripper. I think it's only like $5, but all it does is pull those leaves right off so that you don't have to pull them off individually or worry about cutting them or getting the stems. Okay, so I'm just going to use my knife and roughly chop this up. All right, so we're just going to add this to our mayo. I also want to put in a little bit of thyme, so I had some fresh thyme on hand also. I got thyme on my hands. I got thyme on my hands. Sorry, I should stick with cooking, right? Okay, so a little bit of thyme. And I was going to say something else, but I forgot what I was going to say. I got too busy singing. I think my thyme might be a little bit old. Still smells really fragrant though, so we're going to go ahead and use it. I think it smells pretty good. I'm just using, probably a tablespoon of the parsley and like a teaspoon of the thyme. Okay. I'm going to also add in a little bit of chives. And I'm not even going to bother to chop those. I'm going to leave those in there for just a little bit of texture. All right, and a little bit, just maybe a tiny bit of honey. Tiny bit. I like everything to have just a touch of sweetness to it. All right, so where'd our lid go? All right, we're going to replace our lid. Look how pretty that is with the herbs in it. Fabulous. This would be good on chicken. This would be really good on chicken. And I might back off on the vinegar just a tiny bit. But overall, that's really good. I like that. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to do a mustard recipe. I think the last time I did this, I used a sriracha mustard. That's what I had on hand. Today, I have a Dijon mustard. So hopefully we can get it in the jar here. So I need a little bit of mayo. So I have another jar of mayo here that's almost at the bottom. How I wound up with 3 jars of mayo in my fridge, I'll never know. So here's another thing I didn't completely think through. We could actually, and you know what I probably should do? This isn't working out. Right here, let me get this off my fingers. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to rinse my hands real quick. I have a little tool here that's perfect for this job, and I wasn't going to use it because I was just going to use the jar so I didn't have to wash anything. But since this is hard to get the other ingredients into the little opening on here, I'm actually going to put these in our, I think it's called mix, measure, and pour, or measure, mix, and pour. Anyway, the cool thing about this is it has recipes for salad dressings right on the side of it. And it also has measurements. So you can mix, you can measure, just like it says, mix, measure, and pour. It's got little spouts on it. But it also has a plunger, so it makes it really easy to mix up stuff. So I've just got about equal amounts of mustard and mayo. I'm kind of making a mess here today, as usual. Gotta keep rinsing my hands off. Okay, so mustard and mayo, and then we're going to do a tiny bit of vinegar. I'm just going to do a little bit, just like a splash. And then I'm going to do a little bit of horseradish, or a lot. I'm going to use maybe a teaspoon or so. Put the lid back on. And then, like I said, this has a little plunger, so you just put this down in here, and this stirs it all up for you. Oh, I know what I was forgetting. Honey. I'm making like a honey mustard, but I love it with horseradish. If you've ever eaten at Steak and Shake and had their honey mustard dressing, I swear I could be wrong, but I swear it has a little bit of horseradish in there, and I just love that little bit of bite. So honey, we need honey. Putting honey in everything this morning. And I would do probably a 1/4 cup of honey, a 1/4 cup of mustard, and a 1/4 cup of mayo. Oh my Gosh, honey is so hard to get out of the jar sometimes. I think that's good. All right, so we're going to use our plunger again. And that is really thick. There we go. Okay, so let's give this a taste. Get another spoon here. Absolutely one of my favorites. This I love to dip chicken strips in. They used to have a taco salad at Steak and Shake that I would get. And instead of getting the beef, I would get chicken strips on it. And this is the dressing that I would put on there all the time. Might not be exact, but I think it tastes pretty close. All right. Let's get some of our dirty spoons out of the way. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is a salsa. And I probably have a little more than a quarter cup, but that's okay. Just use what you have in the bottom of the jar. So I'm going to do a little bit of lime juice again. And I'm also going to do a little bit of honey again. Got to give it a little sweetness, right? And I think on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to add a splash of vinegar. And a tiny bit of oil. I'm also going to add in some salt, some pepper, and then I've got a little bit of red onion here that I've finely chopped. So a couple of tablespoons of that. And then we're going to replace our lid, give it a shake, and we'll see what this one tastes like. That's my favorite so far. I haven't made this one before. I'll tell you what that would be good on. Chicken and rice. That is wonderful. And it would also be good on like a chicken salad. That one is absolutely perfect. Yeah, that's going to, I need to write that one down. That's the first time I made that. And that one is really, really good. So the last one I'm going to do is, this one's super simple. And this is one that I usually do in that thing that has the plunger in it, or mix, measure, and pour. But we've already gotten it dirty. So we're just going to take half barbecue sauce and half ranch. So this is just a barbecue ranch. Now, if you like ranch more than you like barbecue sauce, you can use more ranch. And vice versa. If you like more barbecue sauce, put more barbecue and less ranch in it. But I usually just do it half and half. I started making this last year, and it quickly became one of my family's favorites. Matter of fact, I made this at a Pampered Chef show yesterday, and everyone kept asking what was in it. And I said it was just half and half. So really is a favorite. I love to make a, McDonald's used to have a Southwest salad, and it had like lime in it. It had the tortilla strips. It had chicken. It had black beans and corn. So I make a salad that's similar to that, and this is the dressing that I put on it. So I think I've ran out of spoons here. And that is good as always. I already knew what this one tasted like. So the last thing I'll just tell you that I do is sometimes, like, even the bottoms of the like bags of chips, anything when it gets near the end, I try to incorporate it and make something else out of it. Even leftovers from the night before. But like bags of tortilla chips, instead of buying the tortilla strips that you would see on a salad, I actually will just crunch up what is in the bottom of a bag, and I'll put those in a Ziploc, and I'll save them until one night when we're going to have a Southwest salad. Another thing is I have some pepper rings here. So I'll do this with pepper rings or jalapenos, and I only do it when I get down to the bottom. And I may take the juice out because I don't need this much juice, but I still will reserve this for another recipe. And when I have just a couple of, the banana peppers or a couple of the jalapenos, I'll leave them in there and I'll make a Bloody Maria, which is like a Bloody Mary, but you use tequila instead of the vodka. So I just think that's really, really good. But it's really early in the morning, so I'm not going to start making drinks. You could also do, like, I don't know if you ever had a pickle shot, but you could use the peppercini juice, the banana pepper juice, or you could use jalapeno juice, and you could make a jalapeno shot. Okay, so the next time you find yourself at the bottom of the jar, get creative and try something new. You never know what you're going to come up with. So that is your tip for Tuesday. If you enjoyed that, check out a couple of my other tips: how to use a cast iron skillet, and everyone's favorite bacon, some bacon hacks that'll make you wonder why you didn't think of them sooner. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday for another tip.